Music was still big back then, and I remembered listening to her and remembered some of these songs. And one of them was, well, there was a number of them, and one of them that I remember hearing a lot was Whiskers the Catfish. And
One is rings behind you.
Whiskers is calling.
Whiskers is calling. So I decided to look this song up. And because of the music she had, this sheet of music she had, it had on it three men, one of them playing a bass, all right? So the Limelighters came to mind. I mean, and as I did an internet search, I couldn't find any evidence of this. In fact, there was an entire list of all their songs that they did, and I could not find Whiskers the Catfish on this. But everything seemed to fit right, and there was no other evidence out there. So I looked up the Limelighters, and of the Limelighters original, Glenn Yarbrough is still with us. And
He's here?
No, not with us here.
Okay.
Now, for those of you too young, Glenn Yarbrough actually left the Limelighters and had a really good career in folk music. He was that movement. He was up there with people like Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Pete Seeger, and things like this. Or some of the others, Evan and Garrett. Remember the first Hobbit? Yeah. Photo of the Nine Fingers. That guy. All right. So I went and I found he had an email address. So I decided to email him. Hello, Glenn. My name is Jonathan Beasley, and I am emailing you to inquire if, while with the Limelighters, you ever published and or recorded a song titled something like Whiskers the Catfish. My mother used to sing it, accompanying herself with a ukulele when I was a child. I remember the song from her singing only, never having read the lyrics. And so after 50 years, I'm sure I butchered some of the lyrics. My mother is having her 80th birthday party, and I would like to sing it for her then. She does not remember the name of the group whose music influenced her back in the mid-60s to pick up that ukulele and sing those tunes. But I recall from the picture on the face of the sheet music that it was a trio. One of the members played the bass, and Charlie the Midnight Marauder was one of the songs she sang, making the Limelighters prime suspect in this little detective work. I can find nothing on the internet about this song, and it is not included in a site claiming to be the complete list of Limelighters recordings. Perhaps it was copyrighted, published, but never recorded. Anyway, I would be very appreciative if you could shed some light on this. Thank you for your time and the gift of your music. Jonathan Beasley. A couple weeks later, I got a response.
Wow.
Who the hell are you? Leave me alone! Now, I've been thinking, it may be, now this is a real song, it was written, and may be buried in some archive, but there may not be, outside of Glenn and maybe a couple people in this room, maybe Stu remembers some of it, anyone who remembers this song. So I want to sing it. I think my mom remembers enough of it to sing it with me. Does she?
Just the first verse.
Okay, you can fake it thereafter?
Yeah.
Because I just went, this may be a song that is lost to us.
I just want to.
Oh, come on, how would you like to start the song? I'll let you start and I'll follow. Oh, Whiskers was a catfish in a stream in Mississippi, living nice and easy on whatever he could get. The Johnson brothers caught him, didn't want to eat him, so they decided they would trade and make a Whiskers their pet. Now that was May, they bought a bathtub filled with dirty water. They'd swim in for an hour with accommodation for two. By June they had him walking, boarding at the bunkhouse. You wouldn't believe the chores that old catfish could do. He'd wash the dishes and sweep the floor, hang the clothes on the line. He learned to play poker on Saturday night. Everything was going along fine till in that day in August The boys were going fishing. Whiskers, being lazy, was just hanging around. So the boys took Whiskers with him, and he tied into a whopper, but lost his balance, fell into the river, and drowned. The boys have never been the same since that day in August. To find another Whiskers, well, that's their greatest wish. Now the moral of the story is really kind of simple. You can lead a fish to water, but you can't let him fish.
I need my portrait.
Good.
Here we go.
Then I need my,
Oh, you want to, I'm just going to you take that up.
Good job, Colin.
Mother,
what?
everyone probably needs like a beverage bathroom in right church. We'll take this bottle down, we can all see the back. Oh, sorry. I don't know who did that. Put it down.
I'm gonna give it to them in a minute. I will give it to them in a minute. I will give it.
Does that work?
This is a recording, right? Yeah, so it's recording. Did you, oh, it says it's a separate recording when I started? Well, this, well, because this is part of Collins. I mean Collins. I'm part of John.
You all could be here, for she loves you so. But then you keep a secret that her boys don't know. They were all adopted when she was just 11. She's not rockin' 80, she's only 37.
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Hear me. Why? Why, I ask you, all my adult life has my age been in question? Simply because I fudged a little here and I fudged a little there. At this point, what difference does it make? Okay, I would like, I can't say that. I would like to, what am I doing? I would like to recognize my quartet, but I never seen them before. I think they're party crashers. All right. So, I always wanted to refer to this quartet as the Paranormal Quartet, but since I'm the only one who believes, the name did not stand a ghost of a chance. Oh, it says here, Anidra. Anidra sings the lead, which in barbershop is supposed to be the melody. She's my dear old friend who's taken much verbal abuse from me, but then she deserves it. Happy anniversary.
Thanks. Oh, thank you. 54 years.
Barbara Recruiterin sang the tenor, I think. Okay. I like to say her name Recruiterin because I can't spell it. Say something in tenor, Barbara.
I'm so happy to be here dancing.
Pam is singing bass. She's a great bass, but she talks funny. I think it's called the Queen's English. So we give her the important, difficult words like bum, 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 whatever. But you may notice she's not one of the Golden Girls, so we love her anyway. But I probably should have mentioned that I was singing the baritone, which of course is the most difficult.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Greatest talent and fortitude to learn. I would like to thank Linda Underdog for her creative invitations. She's quite a, Linda. Okay, thank you, Nine and Mitch, for being the greeters. Let's all greet the greeters. Repeat after me. Greetings, Mitch. Good, thank you. And I'd like to thank Billy Zier, who you never see a picture of Billy because wherever we go, whatever we do, he's always taking the pictures. And so, actually, Billy talks funny too. Sprecht Deutsch. Okay. Thank you, Billy, for being my photographer. Could I ask one more favor? Could you make me look 37?
Took your driver's license.
Oh, there he is. Okay, let's get serious now. Okay. May I have the house lights brought down? And oh, you may leave now.
Oh, thank you.
I need my granddaughter, Catherine.
It might not be a good idea to stay near her. She's
Always.
probably going to emit some radiation.
Where's Catherine?
I don't see any other room.
I'm here.
No, we don't care.
I'm here, Nana.
We don't care about the other one.
Here.
I need Catherine if she's not around to do it myself.
Catherine, your job is.
Okay, all right, I'll do it.
You give her one job.
Cartoons were more important.
It was a dark and stormy night. That August 30th, 1934, when a band of vagabonds crept into the small mining town of Sweet Hill. Truth to tell, no Swedes lived there, but I regress. On the sleeve, these wanderers
regress
placed a
or digress?
large squirming bundle
I think regressing
at
is
the
accurate.
door of the Earl Kaler Seniors. Unfortunately, they left it at the coal cellar door, and thus it was not discovered for several months. Was this an omen? Imagine the surprise of the Earl Kaler Seniors that chilly fall day as they were scooping coal into the bin to discover a rather suspicious-looking package wriggling about. Whoa! How should they handle this quandary? With much perplexity and anxiety, the bundle was unwrapped. And lo, yes, a girl child was found, swathed in layers and layers of tatters,
What?
covered in coal dust.
Has she gone insane?
Fortunately,
Was there three wise men here? I don't know.
fortunately, it was bituminous coal, and therefore soft. Was this an omen? Astounding. The household of the Earl Kaler Seniors was astounded, exceedingly astounded. Should they or should they not keep this orphan in the storm, this mystery waif? Well, after several days of trepidation and deliberation, they decided to risk it. And so she stayed.
Yeah, 14 minutes.
Was this an omen?
Yeah.
Chapter 2. Now, imagine the amazement and thrill of this benign child to discover that she might have a family of her very own. exceedingly hopeful.
Passing that one.
She wiped the tears and soot from her eyes and observed around her an exceedingly bald, gregarious father, an exceedingly stoic, not so gregarious mother, an exceedingly handsome, brilliant brother, and an exceedingly beautiful, vibrant sister. Now I ask you, my friends, is this not a real dilemma? What could this crusty child possibly contribute to this new family? Scratch out bald. She was already bald. Scratch out stoic. She didn't know what it meant. Scratch out brilliant. No comment.
think we got that one.
And finally, scratch out beautiful. What part could she play in this establishment? Think. 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 Got it. A tiny brainstorm. Oh yes. Was this an omen? She would work and work hard at having an exceedingly vivacious personality. And so, my friends, she did. She worked, and she worked, and she worked, and guess what?
She failed.
Apparently, failure was an option. Chapter 3. Now, I would like to skip over all the awkward years.
I don't
all
know,
80
ask
of
her.
them. And do you receive those Christmas cards where they go on and on and on about their exceedingly wonderful family? This will be one of them. So if you need a bathroom break, perhaps this is the time.
Intermission.
Is there an intermission because I need to restart this?
No, okay, go on. I was told that if my life were made into a TV documentary, it would consist of 48-hour test pattern. I bet my grandchildren don't even know what a test pattern is, right? Okay.
They just agreed with you.
Let me begin with the next chapter by introducing my family. And please stand when I'm called your name and remain standing until I tell you to sit. Okay. My brother,
Where is he?
Earl Jr.
Where is he?
Earl Kaler Jr. My hero.
Hey, smile at the camera.
Still exceedingly handsome and brilliant, doctorate from Penn State, retired minister, college professor at Juniata in religion and history, and a masterful, renowned author of history books. And if I louse up your bios, live with it. Okay.
Is that true?
Yes.
He bought me my first ice cream soda at Murphy's 5 and 10 cent store. He's still my hero. And by his side for over 60 years, also exceedingly brilliant, a tiny wife, Harriet. Stand up, Harriet.
She's standing.
She is standing.
How do you stop and
Sorry,
start it
she is
again?
standing.
Because it's going to be 20
Her
minutes.
doctor is from Penn State, retired